Well, hello and welcome to the SISU Championships of 2024-25. Nathan Guerra here, Dave Toll sitting next to me, and this is our soft launch as well, right into Lead Out Esports, Dave. I'm pretty excited about that, and we are here to serve up the SISU Club Championships. They've already had a ITT. It's actually a series of races that they're going to be doing across 5 of them, with the final championships at the end of the month, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, this is classic Sisu. There's a million things going on. It's all awesome. People around the world and adding in non-Sisu club members. So this is the 5th of 6th races that make up this series. So we'll have a chance to kind of look at where we're at with category leaders. And well, actually, when I say category leaders, what I'm really saying is that the Sisu club members are inviting everyone to come race with them, Nathan, and I love that. But then when they sort out the results, they'll find out who the top Sisu rider is, and they'll be our club champion. So I love club championships. There's a lot of good energy with Sisu. We have so much to talk about, Nathan, but racing today, it's gravel. Gravel's right at the heart of our man, Matt. I definitely feel like this is the perfect place to start a whole bunch of new things today.
Yeah, we've got a lot of new things going on, that's for sure. And let's just talk a little bit, though, about what's happening with the SISU series and exactly all of the details for it. If you haven't checked out SISU, head on over to sisu.racing. You can check out their club. They do all kinds of races. They race in real life as well together. We've actually had them on plenty here on this channel. So Tuesday, the February 25th, they started this series with an ITT on the Going Coastal for 1 lap. Today is their second stage of this in the gravel, handful of gravel. Watopia is going to be 5 laps of that. There's going to be a climb for the Radio Rendezvous on March 11th. Tuesday, March 18th, they're going to do a crit for some points racing. And then Saturday, March 29th and 30th is a road race for their epic Zwift Games epic 1 lap for the ultimate final for the series. You can go check out everything about this series and you can get involved. They've got multiple zones each day, every Tuesday throughout this month, besides that final on the weekends. Actually, we'll be jumping in with the C grade today on this gravel course for the handful of gravel. A lot of jungle out here today and a lot of dirt. Dave, I think we're going to see a lot of riders on gravel bikes, actually.
Yeah, I would think so, Nathan. That would be the smart call for sure. I mean, this route covers the upper half of the jungle circuit. It definitely is perfect for what we're looking to do, have a gravel club championship kind of day, that's for sure. Not a ton of elevation gain, but super challenging course.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a tough course. I think pretty punchy as far as the way that the riders are going to maybe trying to take it on. A lot of opportunity to try and get away with that halfway through, as you were saying. So it's going to be interesting. I think I've only raced this one once before out here. So I'm not going to be extremely familiar with how to take it on, but there is the reality that the gravel or these dirt roads do tend to give you an opportunity to get away a little bit more because the drafting is a little bit more difficult on the dirt.
Yeah, this is one of the only event-only route badges that you can get as well, which I didn't realize until doing a little bit of research about Handful of Gravel as a course. So I'd have no idea how we ended up with it in that category, but that's pretty unique.
Well, the riders are jumping out on course, and immediately, right from the get-go, riders are starting to press the pace, it looks like, as we make our way on over toward. They do start from the pens that are on the outskirts of the jungle section. We've got, I think, how many riders have signed up for this? There are a ton of riders in this C category, way bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I was anticipating, Nathan, 40-ish riders for this C category. That's 40 on screen in front of us right now, and I bet if you panned back, you'd see pretty similar numbers. This is huge out here. And so look at the number of Sisu kits as well. Boy, this would be, they talk about numbers and how, it's not necessarily a numbers game. In this case, I think Well, I mean, let's talk about that, Nathan. With it being the club championship, that means that the Sisu riders are racing against each other in this
Mm-hmm.
format. That's it's not all about Sisu racing together to beat the world. This is really maybe more or less a race without team alliance. Is that fair to say? In a good way, right? But aren't we agreeing that this is every man or woman for themselves?
It definitely is. I think. I don't think.
Somewhat.
I think it's
Yeah,
every man and
it's
woman
never
for
that clear.
themselves. I don't think that anybody's going to be working together too well in this race, definitely, as they're jumping out on course here. Now, as you can see, the riders here all bunched up. I think it's going to be mainly downhill for this initial section out here. And we actually see a couple of mountain bikes. And, you know, Dave, the mountain bikes can have some struggle climbing, but it's not like there's a whole ton of really serious sections throughout here that are going to be too difficult as far as the climbing goes. And being a heavier bike, I do think that there is the reality, though, that it does travel a little bit faster. And so because of that, you can maybe get away with it.
That's interesting. Let's go ahead and pick out a couple of those riders, Nathan, on the mountain bikes and see how things play out for them. Because I definitely want to follow along with that. Also wanted to shout out Matt and Sisu. I've just been a huge fan for a long time. I feel like, Nathan, we've gotten to know Matt as well as anybody in this community down in Australia. But Sisu is the Finnish concept that refers to extraordinary determination, courage, and resoluteness in the face of extreme adversity. And that's what Sisu, the team, is all about. Their racing spirits unite them to enable human connection and athletic performance in digital racing worlds. And that's exactly what we've got in front of us. Nice to have it here today on Lead Out.
100%. Well, looking for those mountain bikes. I think I only saw one mountain bike out here, as we can see a little bit of a press off the front here. We'll jump up to the front here in just a second and see. It's going to be El Van Oriel, actually, and a few riders trying to get away. Actually, it's going to be Lambert and Merritt here that are on the attack.
All right. Well, here we go. This is going to kick it off. It's 5 laps of racing out here. Now, there is going to always be a little bit of a team element, even the team within the team. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. So is it 2 Canadians? Yes. Alan Lambert is Canadian. We'll figure out who he's got with him, but this is going to come back just as quickly as it rolled off the front, I think, Nathan, as it's going to be spicy today. This looks like a Sisu jersey. Already the dust kicking up. And here we go. So covering this, do we start a new breakaway here? What happens with this group of 5? Do we have all the right ingredients? As you never really know in the early going what it takes, the formation of the breakaway, the anatomy of the breakaway. And this might have some legs. This group of 6 riders right now, it's going to be animated out here.
Definitely is. And we do have a couple of CC riders trying to make a break for it, it looks like here. B there hanging on, B loving that. An old school ODZ kit. Now, I see some brave. We see a couple of riders here that did not select gravel? We'll have to wait and see if we see any, like traditional road bikes. That's definitely not going to be the bike out here today. And you'll see huge differences in the efforts that have to be put out if you are riding that road bike.
And again, too, Nathan, that mountain bike probably also not the perfect choice, but you think it is? It's interesting. I mean, it might be a little bit closer, and here we go over the top. This is just going to be flat out fast out here today if these riders want to race this way.
Definitely.
Which they clearly do. Yeah. They're like not a lot of tactics right now, Nathan, are there? It's just a slam fest. This is gravel, to tell you the truth. I don't want to brag or boast, Nathan, but I would say that I've been to a fair number of American gravel races. I was just at BWR Arizona, won by Keegan Swenson and Sofia Vichafania Gomez. These are 2 of the top gravel races on the planet. And this sport is so unique in the way things start. This is exactly what you see. There's only so many riders that can do this. And how many have they split off of this front group with that exceptionally tough first half of the first lap? I mean, quite a few riders, unfortunately, had their ticket punched through that sector.
Yeah, looks like it. And they're trying to get back on terms, though. Big group coming back on terms, it looks like here. That's good to see.
Impressive.
Very
Yeah, that's going
impressive.
to nearly double the size of the front group. What happens here over the last 30 seconds? So that's the fight back. That's the grinta. That's what gravel racing is all about. Um, and yep, that connection is being made. Oh, this is going to be great racing out here tonight. SISU Club Championships are where it's at.
Definitely is, and it's great to see as a little bit of a press off the front here, as we can see, and that's going to be C Ames, I believe. Nice little move here coming from him.
You know, Nathan, while we have Ames going off the front, we'll watch this closely. I want to jump in and shout out some of our ITT club champions for 24-25. Let me know when you think is a good moment here.
Yeah,
This
you're
might
good to
be it,
go. Yeah, go for it.
actually. Yeah, okay, all right. Thomas Sorensen, congratulations, the Danish rider. He's going to take the A grade men's championship. Again, this is the individual time trial that happened with Sisu here. It was Curtis Ames, Canadian, taking the B grade championship. Ollie Lepalarian, excuse me, Ollie, that was horrible. I absolutely murdered your last name there. Lap Alennen is the name for Ollie in our C grade champion. Kasper Kasperian taking the D grade championship. That's the men. For the women, B grade champion was Paula Charlotte. C grade champion out of Switzerland is Sabina Bremer. And then D grade champion Jess Galatro. She's an American. Congratulations to all of our time trial champions. There, Nathan, I got it in. I really wanted to, and I think you would call that shoehorning it in, but nobody attacked or got a clear in that championship recognition period.
No, they didn't. And well, now that we do got a couple of leaderboards, we got to swap it up actually to a couple of other ones that are working for us at the moment. But it does look like at the front, pressing the pace now, it is going to be a non-Sisu. You know, what's interesting to me is that we've got all of these riders that are from Sisu, and then we've got a ton of riders here. As
Half
well.
and half,
Yeah.
right? I mean, about half Sisu, half other clubs.
Is this a mass start race? Is that what's going on here?
It has to be because
That is what's going on.
that
That
is
is
with
why
gravel too. There you go.
I
Yeah,
was very, like wondering what was going
thank
on with
you.
our
No.
feeds, and I think it's because it's a mass start. So there's only going
And
to be
here's the
a
other thing.
single. There's only going to be a single category for it.
Now it all makes sense to me too, because what you're going to see is like some of these, a C category rider having an incredible day, making this front group. That's awesome, but it also explains what I was seeing there. So good, we're up to speed, and that's generally how gravel races start. To tell you the truth, there's not much delineation between different categories. It's always one of those events, Nathan, where the call up is critical. There's even
I haven't raced a big gravel race yet, so is it kind of like a mountain
it's
bike race, like in that sense?
I would say, well, so mountain bike races, the thing is they're generally at, the highest levels. They're gridded like F1, where you have a spot that's or cyclocross, where you have a designated spot. That spot's waiting for you. You come and take it and you start from there. With gravel racing, there's this weird element of the call up, right? Which is sort of an arbitrary designation of who the riders to watch are. And I'll be honest, that list has come up with different people who have various interests and various knowledge and all kinds of things going on. And someone might get called up because it's their birthday or something, right, Nathan? And then if you're someone who's been training all winter long and you watch a spot go to a birthday person when you had been on the podium at this race the previous year, you're frustrated for sure. I get that. And so it's one of those things. It's just another dynamic to deal with as a bike racer. And gravel racing brings it all. I know that Matt was at the Rattle Gravel, which is part of the Steamboat Gravel family. Super high respected event. That's Valtteri Bottas and Tiffany Cromwell that put that on together. And it is fascinating, the collection of peoples, the mullet concept, the business at the front and party at the back. It really applies. There's no party element out here today, though. And let's see what we've got. Nice job here by our friends at Lead Out, as that's Galen Merritt riding on the front here with Chris Houston, Benny B, who's been up there all day, Jeremy Hopkins, Andrew Lambert, Sean Boss, a lot of Canadians riding up in our top 10 right now, Nathan.
Yeah, Merritt has just been relentless so far, nonstop at the front, pressing the pace, and loving to see it here from Merritt. As you can see him pressing up at a 5.3 plus watts
What
per
is he?
kilogram right now, absolutely smashing it.
Yeah, that's interesting to see that there's only around a dozen riders that are going to be comfortable riding at this pace. We've made our first selection out here. Nathan, help me with the laps out here today as well. We're on lap 1 of 5, but certainly we'll let you know when we're getting down to one to go because I don't know that this group will be. What is that? What are we looking at here? 14? I can answer my own question here. It basically is actually 15 guys, isn't it, Nathan, that are
There
within
is
five
about a
seconds here?
3 second gap back to Andy O'Neill. I think he's just dangling off the back right
Okay.
now, trying to get back on terms, as you can see here. So I do think that there's a little bit of a gap here as David Cav. And I think there's a little bit of a group that's trying to chase this back right here, about 3-4 seconds back. We'll see if we can find them out here, as it's going to be Houston
I
and a
don't know
few
that they'll
others.
make it, to tell you the truth. With the pace that Galen Merritt is setting, this man is a tractor, a watt tractor right now, dragging these because look how steady he is. So without the surges, they're more or less, boy, these are the riders that are battling. Here comes one Sisu rider. Let's see if these
Bjork.
two can link together, try to relay each other, Nathan.
Yeah, that's gonna be Bjork and another rider right next to him that looks like it's gonna be Croshy that David Crosey now trying to get back on terms as this is going to be Chase Group 2, I believe. This is the main group though that we're in with now. This is actually gonna be David here. This is gonna be Hopkins, and then at the front it's these green jerseys. I want to know if there's an identification with these green jerseys because they
I
continue to
don't
pull this.
and they've been working together. They seem to be. That green jersey is quite a coincidence, if that's the case. That although I wonder numerically how many jerseys do you randomly have to choose from, but I have a feeling that those two are racing as some kind of a combined unit. When you said Bjork, Nathan, you were not talking about the Icelandic pop sensation from the '90s, were you? That was an esports rider, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Definitely not. Speaking of Bjork, but as you can see here now, Sisu pressing on with Ames is definitely riding for them. We're going to try and get some information now about the teams that are out here that are battling it out between each other because we've got Ben Berger. He's riding for Bike Surgeon out here. Joseph Carpenter is here, I believe, riding for Sisu. Galen Merritt, it says that he's riding for WCC and Andrew Lambert as well. I'm going to see Chris Ames, definitely a Sisu rider, Chris Houston, as well as David Calvin and Eric
Uh,
Calvinian. And they're brothers, I believe, if I'm not correct, out of Canada.
Correct. And Nathan, it's funny. I just said correct without knowing. That is unauthentic announcing, because they could be a father and a son, right? But definitely related. But so, Nathan, I did want to note there B racers. There's only four A's in
Yeah, so
this
that means
front
these bees are
group,
definitely punching
and
above their weight right now, aren't they?
100%. So Joseph Carpenter, Andrew Lambert, Galen Merritt, and R. Cordy are the four A's up here. But a bunch of these B's is perfect term, Nathan, punching above their weight. Houston, Ames, the Calvanian brothers, Jeremy Hopkins, and Nathan Gertz. One of the Sisu riders in this group, Jeremy Hopkins, also with Sisu. So is Chris Houston. So talking about the club championship on gravel here today. Thomas Alexander, Australian. That's got to count for something in the Sisu world. Tyler Forney and Hunter Hoskins. All right, Nathan. So these B's really impressing me because there's a bunch of A's in that second group.
We do got an update now to the leaderboard. It looks like here it is starting to give us be a little nicer to us at this point. We're on lap 2 of 5 here now with 10.7K down, and we've got a total of about 20 or so, 25K to go. We've got a group of 10 now with Benny B, as we were saying there. Robert Lou now off the back, and it looked like he's probably going to be caught by that group behind there with David Calvin as his brother or relative got away up the road. It looks like Bjork is there, Jay Bjork, as well as it's going to be Dave Klosser, as you said, and Thomas Alexander, all within the top 15, most likely fighting it out within themselves for some other categories to battle it out, I think.
I'm going to make a bold play right now, Nathan. I'm just going to go for it. They're twins.
You think so? Is
Well,
that?
they're their exact same weight. That doesn't,
Oh
even
my
though it's certainly,
gosh.
that's just a helpful clue. But I think it's very possible when you look at their numbers that these two are. If they're not brothers, I'll buy you breakfast in Majorca.
Maybe they got to show up and you can buy them breakfast. That would be the real
Yeah,
situation. Now, I really like this course, actually. We make our way through, and this was one of the coolest expansions that we've ever seen in Zwift, actually, as they make their way through this Aztec or Mayan-like area.
I agree.
And we make a little bit of a climb. Now, this is not a serious climb, but it's got a punch at the end that you can do into the dirt. And then you climb the second half of the dirt climb in the jungle. But it's a nice little steady 3%, 4%. Then it kicks up at the end. And then because you hit the dirt at the end, you can kind of accelerate into the real nuts and bolts of the climb.
Yeah, if you could live in any part of any of the Zwift worlds, I think it comes down to maybe either here or McCurry for me. I would love to put a nice little ranch style house right here on this course, right around here.
Well, we got some moves being made, it looks like, up toward the front. Is that going to be Houston?
Well, if you're a B rider, you don't chase an A, do you? Or do you go with them and try to
I would personally do
consolidate
it.
your win?
The reason, yeah, exactly, because you can jump
Well,
onto
of
that
course
wheel,
you would, Nathan.
right?
Right. Yeah.
But here's the thing: if you jump on that wheel, and then it's way faster of a wheel than you should be on, that
You could
is
blow
a
yourself up and then
situation
get
where you're
countered.
just gone. Then, yeah.
Right. So that's the risk reward game that we talk about. So if you really are as strong as that A rider and you can ride and not feel like you're beyond so deep in the pain cave that you're going to risk blowing a gasket, then sure. I mean, I guess you would know your body well enough to know where you were at, but that would actually make things much simpler rather than waiting for a sprint. If you can do it, you find the right A's, and actually, it's probably going to be more likely the A's split this group coming into the penultimate lap would be my guess, because everybody right now benefits from just riding a nice pace. It's been Galen, though, doing 92% of the workload out here. Galen Merritt, the Canadian.
Yeah, Galen Merritt, the Canadian. They are part of Waterloo Cycles. Now, there is a
So they do
Waterloo
know each other.
here in Wisconsin, but I don't think that has anything to do with what we're looking at here, because everyone on Waterloo Cycling Club riders is Canadian. Literally everyone.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's funny. I was going to say, well, there's another Waterloo in France as well, right? But I was just thinking that might not even be France.
Besides
France,
Dirk Kaiser.
Oh,
Dirk
well.
Kaiser is the only rider on WCC who is not Canadian. And he's got, what is that flag? I'm taking a look here real quick. Turks and Caicos Island is where he's from. And he plays some hockey, that's for sure.
I want to correct myself, Nathan, before I get in trouble on Twitter here. Waterloo is a town south of Brussels in Belgium. So
I didn't know that.
Napoleonic talk. Yeah. Just want to be, fact checking I'm fact checking myself now in real time.
Well, somebody's letting us know over on chat. Really appreciate
your Twitter.
SISU.
I mean,
no, it looks to me like YouTube SISU's coming and hanging out. WCC stands for Cycling Club Waterloo, Ontario. Thank you so much. Curtis is going to chase the A's all day long. It sounds like these guys all kind of know each other, and that's what we're here for, is for the club.
Curtis Ames. Is that who we're talking? Because Curtis Ames is on SISU, right? I know we're talking about WCC, Andrew Lambert. These are the guys in the green jerseys, correct? And then Galen Merritt. Is he WCC as well, Nathan?
I believe Galen Merritt is, yes. The green jerseys, I believe, are going to be your WCC
So do
riders.
We have 3 of them in this group, or 2? Because I see
there's
Chris
only 2 in this group from what I can see. Perhaps back there. Is that a green jersey?
3.
I'm going to double check here quick. Ames is not.
Oh, it's a different green, Nathan.
It is a different green.
More of a,
is that Bossy, I believe? See who Bossy's riding for.
This is fun, isn't it? I really appreciate the fact that I'm not exactly on my A game with identification here,
Well,
but
we're
that's
jumping
okay.
into their world.
Like,
This is like
right,
Sisu's
exactly.
world. This is a
Exactly.
whole new ball game where we're getting to be a
100%.
part of their culture and learn what they're all about here. And it looks to me like there's some rivalries that exist within this specific time zone and this series already.
Hey, don't feel bad for jumping in and giving us some heads up, please. We do not mind. Don't be shy. I think it's pretty clear, Nathan. You and I have been huge fans of the SISU movement for many years, but I've never dug this deep into the world of SISU.
Yeah, Curtis Ames, we're being told, is going to chase down. I think was that what we heard there? Is it Curtis Ames going
See,
to be
I
chasing
thought
down?
what he was saying was Curtis Ames was going to chase down the A's, was the point. Is he a B now? Then I'll answer my own question here.
He
Let me
is.
Google that for you, as they say. Right. And so uh, let me Google that for you.com tells me that Curtis Ames is a B. So that's what the point was, Nathan, right? That he's going to chase these A's down like
Yeah,
nobody's
he's going to be
business.
chasing him down
Yeah.
all day long. We're going to keep an eye on him because I'm a little familiar with Mr. Ames, and I think I've been chased down by him as well, actually, in certain
really?
races. So yeah, Curtis Ames, I think he's a no joke rider out here, and it's good to see him showing up for Sisu. He's actually one of the highest ranks, not the highest ranked, but he's one of the higher ranked Bs here, actually, amongst them with a 122 score over on Zwift Power, from what I can see. Very strong rider. Level 29, though, so a little bit newer. So maybe I haven't seen him before because he's a little bit newer to the world, it looks like, of Zwift racing. With only 38 races, he's got a racing score of 611 coming out of Canada. Up at the front now,
Wow.
3 Sisu kits. It looks like we're getting a little bit of
Uh-oh.
movement now. WCC better be watching themselves.
Red alert, red alert. See, so there's the cover coming. So this is it, getting a little spicier now, Nathan. Nathan, I'm having a little trouble here. You can probably help me figure out who Benny B is then, because I am trying to match him up with the riders. Is he?
That's a good question.
What
Is
is
it Be
his
Brave,
Christian
maybe?
name,
I'm going to
they
see.
say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only one American B rider, perhaps. Be
So
Brave, perhaps.
exactly. That's what I'm cross-referencing. So is it R. Cordy, the A racer?
I think it's Be Brave. I think it's Be Brave.
Oh, Be Brave. But it's weird. I'm not
I'm
seeing
wondering.
Be Brave.
No, there's no
Okay,
Be Brave
well,
no.
Okay.
You're correct. You are 100% correct. But because it's BB, I don't know. Like I'm just trying to go with the rhyming. That's what I'm trying to go with.
No,
Maybe
I'm with you. It's interesting. You have to really go deep into your brain to figure out what's going on there.
He also
So,
did do
all
the
right.
B category Sisu TT last week as well. So I don't know. Maybe that's him.
At least he's wearing the Bumblebee kit for us to tie that in together. So this group now, this looks like the front group in Steamboat Gravel, Nathan. Once they settle in, usually selection happens around 10 riders for the middle third of the race. I think that's what we're driving through right now. We're going to pretty quickly come up on lap 3 of 5, which would define the middle portion here. Sisu putting 3 riders. Let's run through who we've got. Did both of the Calvanian brothers make it? David
No,
and
only
Eric.
one.
Is he
Only
Eric? Is
one
there
had made
just
it.
Eric. David sitting 11th wheel, so he just got shown the back door of this group. So his brother holding the pace high to keep him out. So there must be some inner family battle going on with the Calvanians, Nathan, that I'm identifying here.
I love
Unless
it. I
David
absolutely
just
love
came
it.
back. No, he hasn't. So his brother is driving the group to keep him out. So family. That sounds like my family. They are working hard in this front group, no doubt. You could see basically the vanguard, the front rider, putting up close to 4 watts per
Did
kilo,
they drop somebody?
3.7.
They must have dropped somebody recently because this feels like it's shrunk down, and I must have missed
Well,
that move happening.
David Kroos
Yeah, you're
David
right.
Kroos, who's
Couldn't
having a
hang
great
on to
ride,
the
who's
pace.
coming back, though, is the thing. Kroos is not done. He's the Sakari rider who's definitely just hammering tongs right now. Hammering tongs, wailing away on that Watt Rock.
Oh, loving it. Well, let's
Working
see
in
if we
some
can
new
find
material
him.
for Sisu, Nathan.
I'm liking it. I'm definitely liking it. Has he been joined by some other riders here? I'm wondering. I'm going to see if I can move my way back and see if we can find that group. It is a group here that we do have. This is going to be
This is Chase 1,
yeah, a little
right?
ways back here now at this
Not
point.
that far back. They should be
Cobb,
motivated.
Bjork, Kaiser, I think, all in this group. Up a little ways. Here we go. This is actually going to be in and amongst that chase that we were talking about. Yeah, this is it right here.
Kaiser must be a Jan Ulrich fan, I'm going to guess. Correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like we might have the ears of the WCC team. So I'm going to guess that rider is a massive Jan Ulrich fan.
Has to be, right? I would totally.
It has to be.
Yeah,
right.
That's got to be the situation here. And I'm liking that they're guys.
Either that or a history buff. Who knows? But taking a look at the SISU kits, I truly think this. I love the slick, clean design of SISU.
They're making a good chase. Look at, they're kind of rotating. Yeah. It feels like here a little bit.
And let's see if they can pick. So here's the mountain bike that we were talking about earlier. It's going to join this group.
The mountain bike. Well, I don't know if that's working out. That he might be getting laughed. I mean, no offense or anything, but I think that's definitely. Maybe not. I mean, it's a cool choice. I like the choice. It's definitely brave, but you've got to be fast on the downhills if you're going to try and make that happen. We're backing with the front group now. This is the situation, and it's WCC back to the front, putting the hammer down. The green kits, they have been all over the front. Green Machine is what I want to call them because they have been nonstop on this. Galen Merritt and Andrew Lambert head right to the front. They're throwing down almost 6 watts per kilogram.
Yeah, these Canadians have just gone monster mode out here. Although, is that Benny B? It is. Benny B going to take his turn now. It's
that's a serious move.
This Lambert. Yeah, this really is. This was well timed as well. Through the middle part of the race, and Benny B is on the charge. Let's see, who is it? Is it Lambert trying to get up and join him? We'll know in just a moment because this might split the group here on this gravel sector.
Yeah, Benny B on the move, and it is going to be Lambert looking to get across now. Big move. It's 7 watts per kilogram plus as it's 456 watts from Benny B. Curtis Ames from SISU trying to close things down. We were told that Curtis was going to chase every single move that he can, and he's right there trying to go with this. 500 watts, 5.0 watts per kilogram. Massive right now. Almost back on terms.
All right, so Nathan, I think that Benny B might be this A rider with the 493 racing score R Cordy. Tell me I'm wrong if you know I am, because this is really, really impressive. What we're looking at now is this has split the group. It's going to be Ames coming up. We talked about this B rider. This is actually 2 Bs and 2 A's and a B. If Curtis Ames can get up there, they were really backing him in the chat earlier. And look at this. Ames is closing this down. This man has gone nuclear right now at 5.5 watts per kilo. Can he get up and join these two? I think this is the toughest 15 meters in sport to close here.
Yeah, and it's 3 riders. That's what this is going to be here at this point. I think he's going to make it happen now. Chasing it down 177 beats per minute, up in that 35 kilometers per hour, up a hill now. But the press is still on. Benny B, Lambert now from WCC, the Waterloo crew now making it happen at the front. They're going so fast and disappearing into rocks here at this point. But now Ames gets back on terms with that move across. Nicely done. All the way up into 178 beats per minute. He has to be absolutely suffering as the B heads back to the front with the sting.
Perfect example, though, Nathan, of how racing works, where he made a huge effort, went into the purple zone for a little while, but now he can sit in this draft, and he is winning his race here by making that juncture. We talked about if you are the top B rider, do you race it by waiting for the sprint, or do you try to go with the A move? He went with the A move. He made it up into these wheels. There's no reason for him to put his nose in the wind. If he starts taking pulls, I'm going to be a little surprised, and now he's going to take a pull. Perfect. Actually, he's not. He's smart enough to know that there's no reason for him to. You know what I'm saying, Nathan? He might as well. I mean, these two A's can't give him any grief if he's a B rider. So do we know that Curtis is a B, and I really do think that the rider dressed like a bumblebee, Benny B, is named R. Cordy. It's not Joseph Carpenter, the American, because he is a SISU rider. So I would expect him to be in SISU kit, not this B kit.
This guy is our like it's like the Pink Panther or something. I feel like we're done. Who is this guy? Inspector Clouseau, help us out. I don't know. I'm calling on the French to help us right now. We got all these Canadians. Okay. Come on.
So I think it's R. Cordy, the American, in the 80s. I know I'm wrong now, though, because I just feel, but I'm trying. So lapped riders, that's going to be maybe E or D riders, I'm going to guess, that, hey, more power to them.
Yeah, we can jump in with them for a second. This is A. Crew that we're looking at here. Alan Crew. Hanging out, and then right behind him is Higgins, M. Higgins. So Allen and Higgins, they're making their way around course. Shout out to them, as this is
incredible.
Not just about the top front riders too. Michael Higgins is out here smashing the pedals right now. Doing a great job sitting on the wheel here of Allen. It looks like they're working together actually, as Alan Crew is also out here. Both of them D category riders working together to make hay out here today.
Yeah, I one of the things I'd say, Nathan, is that SISU, if it's not the most inclusive club, it's in the group of the most inclusive clubs in Zwift. Talk about a no judgment zone, right? Where there are some unbelievably talented riders. We've seen them racing at the very high end of the elites, but also maybe their strength might be in how welcoming they are for riders like me, strong E's.
I have to agree with you 100% because connection is what it's always been about with SISU, bringing that connection and making sure that people have that commonality. And we'll see if there's a little bit of connection here right now. I don't know if we're going to be able to live up to it as they come flying by. Maybe a little bit of a punch. They'll get some free draft for just a moment.
Like but when the semi goes by, when you're out on the road and the semi goes by and you get that 2.2 seconds of wind relief. They got it there.
So quickly here, Merritt, I don't know if he's going to really do any work here because he's got a teammate made up the road. Now, does SISU do any work? Because here's the thing. There's two riders up the road at this point that are teammates. They have them sitting in, with WCC and SISU. They both have one up the road. Do you chase that down? I don't think so.
No. Well, it's a club championship.
Good point. No love lost. I forgot about that one. You're good. Great point. Right.
So theoretically, the answer is I don't know. Because normally, no, of course. Of course, Nathan, right? But ooh la la, we don't know. It's going to be wild. That's for sure. We got a long way to go, too. We're really looking at almost 2 full laps, to tell you the truth. Even though it says lap 4 or 5. By the way, that way of doing the laps is far superior. This is the European cyclocross way of doing it.
Oh, yeah, the way that we have it on the. Right, go ahead, explain to me.
6 of 5. Well, yeah, just because there's no such thing as 6 of 5 laps, you know that when you're on lap 5, you're on the final lap, right? And I just feel like if you can't understand this, then there's just no helping you.
Well, who put that together for us? We really appreciate Alejandro and Lead Out. And if you want to check out Lead Out, we do have that little QR code up in the upper left-hand corner. If you're new to what's going on with this, you can go ahead and sign up for our newsletter. All of the media that will be coming out from us, as well as anything that is planned in the future for Lead Out, go ahead and sign up for it. Your one-stop shop for all things esports. That's what this is all about for cycling esports. So go ahead and check out Lead Out, as we really appreciate SISU joining up for us for this soft launch of our application.
In about 2 years, the trivia question is going to be who did Lead Out partner with for their first ever live esports broadcast? And the answer will be SISU.
And of course it's
And people will
Sisu,
go
because we're all about
bananas. Right. Yeah.
connecting the community. And so,
Yeah.
of course, Sisu approached us and said, hey, you want us to be for your first thing for our championships? It's like, heck yeah, we do. Let's go.
We're going to do a few of these broadcasts, Nathan. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there any chance we could get Matt to join us?
I just sent him a link, actually. He's busy today. I was like, hey, let's get you in. But he's got a little bit of something going on. But we definitely will try and get him in to have a chat with us, because he is so great to hear his energy and his passion, as well as what they've been doing in real life for their rides, because they have a ton of meetups. I also want to hear about their latest kits, because they have the best kits in real life too.
Well, go to their, SISU, SISU.racing. Their landing page and website is so professional. Truly amazing. Let's take a look at the action right now, though. Benny B's putting the tempo, some pace on this one. And this is going to be interesting, as I think Curtis is finding out how badly, and he's going to close that gap down. This is, again, the SISU rider is a B. We do believe it's two other A's in this front group. Nathan, all logic tells me that I'm correct on my Benny B prediction. We haven't seen anything contradicting that in the chat, have we? I don't see
no,
anything
and if you
there.
go to the live tab, actually, it'll tell us exactly who's there. It's Ben Berger, Andrew Lambert, and Curtis Ames, who are in the lead right now.
There we go.
So Ben Bager. Excuse me. Ben Bager is who this is. Let's go ahead and get a little information about Mr.
Find out.
Bager. Yeah. Wait, he rides for the MAC team. Do I know this guy? He's out of Springfield, Illinois. It looks like, perhaps. It's what it says on his main profile. That would be crazy.
How are you spelling Bager? B-A-G-E-R?
B-E-G-E-R. He's got 880 races here on Zwift. I wonder if I've ridden with this guy. I'm going to his Strava profile. Who is this guy?
Sleuthing. I see his race history. Yeah, Mac Elite Masters racer.
Yeah, he's definitely
he considers himself a bike rider first, a bike racer second. He's 50 years old. Cat 2. So he's a road guy, my kind of guy.
Huh.
I think he would be called exceptionally good looking.
Well, Lambert's on the move. Here we go. Big move here coming in from Lambert. Yeah. Loving to see it here. Andrew now saying enough is enough. Got to break these boys now at this point. We've got 10K to go. Time to try and TT it off the front. What is his bike of choice here? Looks like he's on that S-Works gravel bike. What is the S-Works gravel bike? I don't remember actually at this point.
The Crux, right? Isn't
That's right. It is the Crux. Good call.
And so this is not quite doing it, though. Because
Curtis is just they're just insane, these guys.
So they are going to be lap traffic that we see. There's riders left, right, center. It's really not that long of a loop, to tell you the truth. So what we're looking at now, though, are our 2As trying to get rid of this pesky B-level rider. That's Curtis Ames, the SISU rider, who's just not going anywhere. He's like that house guest that just won't leave. You've left all kinds of clues. And he's not taking them. He is getting right back onto this wheel here. This front group of 3. This looks like a battle royale for the A club. Well, actually, you know what, Nathan? We're going to need to take a look at the A club championship here to see what's going on, because neither of these two, they're going to win the race out here hosted by SISU, but non-SISU team members. So I don't think that unless they join SISU during the race.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's
a really good point. I'm taking a look at the A grade right now across just overall across the GC times. The total time for A grade right now, not within just SISU, is Jacob Wilson from Relentless, actually.
Okay.
Right now, Martin Kuvist Mathiasen and Jarek Marzurek from SISU as well. That's your top 3 right now. Sitting in it with a 50-53 after one stage. So we'll have to wait for some updates on all of the events. I have a feeling they're going to run all of the events and then update all the results for the GC time. It is based on time. It's a GC timed race. So we'll have an update on that for you next week. Maybe by next week we can integrate all of that, though, so that we have live result updates as well as, at the end of the race for the single race. But maybe we can get some GC timing coming in there as well for everybody.
All right. I am still trying to figure out what's going on with the Calvanian brothers.
We can find
here.
them. Let's find them.
I'm still working on that. Just trying to figure out what their family relationship is.
How are you figuring that out? That's what I want to know.
Listen, I have my ways. So they are from Sudbury, Ontario. I can tell you that. Now is yeah, well, I'm going to have to keep researching.
Matt's letting us know that you have to be a member of the SISU Discord and list SISU as their team on Zwift Power to qualify to be in the championship or to be a champion of the club championships. So
he's saying that you can't change your allegiance during the race to become SISU club champion either. Then,
I mean, it's a highly coveted award here. So
yeah.
I mean,
well, this really speaks to something, Nathan, in the road culture that goes back well before my time, and it's something we're missing now, very much so in American road racing, is the club concept. Every club used to have to put on a race, and they would have year-end club parties, and this is a global cycling phenomenon, and it, much to how Zwift's community is what really keeps this whole thing together. That was what kept road racing together for a long time, and we need to get back to that. So I love this club concept.
Well, we are in with Eric here. Where is
David?
David, that's the big question for me, because there's
not that far back.
There's got to be some
the lead.
Yeah, so here's David now. So this might be a situation where David gets the better of perhaps of Eric if they can. I mean, never mind. No, there's a big gap. It's a big gap actually.
So if
they have different flags though. No, they don't. They don't. No, they don't.
No, sir.
Sorry.
And they're the exact same weight, but they are 5 millimeters different in height.
No, they're not twins.
But that could be one of them ate his broccoli and one didn't. When they were 7. So,
you're all in on this twins thing. I can tell. You're like, no, these guys are twins. That's all there is to it.
If they are twins, Nathan, I would like to get some credit for that call. That's all I'm saying. Where's Matt Jansen when we need him to?
He's in chat. Matt's in chat, actually, right now. He's hanging out, letting us know all the rules.
I don't know that we've had this much fun. Well, actually, today has been a real fun
they dropped Curtis. We missed the drop. Oh, man.
Once you come out of that draft, I mean, a couple of times he was dangling there and fought back in, Nathan, but you know as well as anyone, once that gap opens up and you're really right at your limit, the bubble burst, and that's it. Lambert is gone with Benny B on his wheel. So this is Ben Beggar that we're talking about here in the classic Zwift jersey. I think that's one of the first jerseys that becomes available to you, that and the Z jersey. This is WCC's Alan Lambert up on the front. So Curtis Ames has already given up 21 seconds, Nathan, just in really that last K.
Wow, so they must have snapped the elastic hard there then. And now the question is, can Curtis hang on to probably hold off?
And it would really speak to what we were saying earlier, is you're flying too close to the sun by staying with these A's for so long, because it takes a good 5 minutes to come back around once you've really blown up. This is Curtis right here. I'm pulling for you, Curtis. No doubt about it. As let's see. And you know what? He just needs to settle into a new rhythm. There's really, we're down to, let's call it 6K to go. He can do it. He's got a 45-second advantage right now.
No way. Sisu just said that David and Eric are twins.
Yes.
No way. Is that real? Is that actually real? That's amazing.
I'm ecstatic. Day made. Thank you, Matt.
I can't believe you got that right. What are the chances? Are you hitting the casino today? Like what?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, boy. This sport is so fun, man. I love cycling so much. All right, but back to the action, Nathan. This is the man Curtis Ames chasing in third, but he's actually winning. his club championship for SISU here.
Well, these guys need to start working together if it's based off GC. Like, there's Curtis is just up there, like all alone. Are you going to infight or are you going to chase this guy? What's going on?
They sniff the blood in the water, right? Like sharks. If every B who's on SISU in this group should immediately go to the front and try to chase Curtis back.
Well, Curtis just let us know that his trainer disconnected.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Curtis.
Rough one.
Okay. Now I feel really bad because I was saying how he got dropped, and it was a tech issue for Curtis. Well, Curtis, keep your head in the game. He's actually coming back to them, Nathan. Oh, my gosh.
He is. Of course he is. This guy. I mean, come on, Ames. Let's go.
This is my ride of the day. Curtis Ames, you are my hero. Let's stay on the gas here. He's got it down to under 13 seconds. Benny B, Nathan, is starting to come off of the wheel from Lambert as well. Lambert's pushing the accelerator down on the floorboard, but Curtis, this is it. Hammer and tongs now just wailing away.
Oh, it goes out just a little back to 13 seconds. Yeah. Lambert and Benny B, they're working together. They don't want to be chased down by this freight train. If they sit up too much, it's game over for these two, I think. I think Curtis has got, out to 15 now. So now it's a solo TT. I have a feeling they're going to be climbing in just a moment here up the dirt, and this is going to be the final climb. They've only got about 4K to go, 4.5K to go here at this point. 4K to go.
Yeah, tough 4K. But man, this is going to be really interesting for our A Club championships. That one is coming in hot. Curtis is definitely going to be holding on, though, Nathan. I can't say definitely, but it looked to me like it was trending the wrong way there for a moment. But knowing what we know now and seeing what he's doing, he's sitting 15 seconds off of the race proper lead, but in pretty good shape, I think. Although that latest check tells me that he's, nothing's a guarantee. That's going to be Lambert in the green.
He's making a move, actually. This is a real move. 7 watts per kilogram. He wants to make this over now. Does not want to leave it to a sprint. Lambert backing off. Well, not necessarily backing off, but just can't hold the wheel. I think this is Ben Berger gone.
Yeah, wow. Didn't expect this, to tell you the truth. Now, we're going to see if Lambert can rally the troops here, his internal troops, and bring this back. But Benny B making a charge. This certainly has the feel of a race-winning move, Nathan. He's down to, let's call it 3.5K of racing remaining. Is this the gold standard out here today?
Loving the cap. Is that a Tour de Zwift cap? Is that what he's wearing right there? Look at that thing. Yeah, totally nice Tour de Zwift cap. He's got this. What do you call those glasses? They got a specific name. Do you know what they're like? They're like plain. No, they're like. Don't you wear those when you're old school aviator glasses, like from way back in the day?
Actually, those are original motorcycle goggles.
There you go. Good call. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
They used them in aviation, I think, a little bit too, though.
Yeah, because back when the planes when they had windshields, right? Like there was no roof in your cabin for those early planes. You would need to have that kind of full eye protection. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I remember. I swear I saw Amelia Earhart wearing those at one point. Don't you feel like? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Cool. Absolutely. I was looking back at the bike of Curtis Ames. I think he's on a Canyon. What if this is a Specialized underneath Benny B?
And then and so Lambert. Here, let's get an update. Let's get an update on what they're using. So we've got. I don't think this is a Specialized. What is that? This is a Cervelo. It's a Cervelo.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's got a Cervelo gravel bike. Everyone's got a gravel bike now. It's crazy here. Lambert's here on the S-Works, so he's on the Crux, and then. What does, oh boy. Where's our man?
Curtis.
I'm taking a look here. I don't know if
something's going on.
Curtis, my man, he's there. Okay, he's still there. There's just a whole bunch of riders in between, I think, is what happened.
And what's going on is Galen and Eric and Sean are all just they're right behind him. They're only like 10 seconds back. Whoa. Okay, well, we've got a race on now for this one, and it's only going to be another 2K to go here, and they're on the climb behind Galen Merritt. Here's full tilt boogie trying to chase things down. He's made a break for it, actually. All right, watching that racing remaining. Alejandro, love you. Great job. This is really the final. We're inside of 2K to go. The penultimate kilometer is here. Boy, this is just going to be a suffer fest. Now, Nathan, we're watching that green jersey, Galen Merritt, right now, sitting fourth wheel, trying to close it down. And let's see how close Curtis Ames is. It's probably getting into that 10-second range.
Yeah, he's bringing it back. Well, he's keeping it pretty steady. If you take a look at it, it's pretty right 10, 11, 10,
Galen
11.
is an A. Wait, is Galen an A? No, he's a B.
No, he's a B. So that's a real.
Yep.
This is a real deal effort here to try and hold off for the win
No,
at
Galen
this point.
Is
he?
Galen is an A.
All
Yes.
right, you're
Yep,
right.
Yep. So,
okay.
Sorry, I don't want to be a buzzkill.
No, you're fine. Look, Benny B was putting out so much effort. Our buddy Ben Baker here, that he just went into a rest for a second and then jumped again.
But Nathan, you know what? As soon as I recognize that Galen is an A, doesn't even matter because Calvanian is a B and he's right there too. So I mean, it's like it's not going to be long until we see Calvanian trying to close it down on Curtis Ames. This is going to be the toughest last kilometer. If Curtis wins, he really earned it. That might even be the ride of the day in our B category, what we've been talking about with Curtis Ames of the SISU team, trying to get his club championship. These guys are trying to get the big dub in a strong field. And, I mean, this might as well be the gravel esport world championship course.
Well, one thing I definitely know is that this is a downhill finish. It actually finishes at these little stone arches at the bottom of this descent. So it's a really difficult sprint if you have to end up in a sprint situation. So it's good to get away because it can be a little bit tactical to try and hold off the other riders.
You know, Lambert's not done, Nathan. That's not a 20-second gap, to tell you the truth. I think it's more like 10, if even that right now. So Benny B still with his work cut out for him here. Lap rider, don't worry about that kit that you see in front here. That is going to be traffic.
Is Lambert there? I'm taking a look. What's the gap here at this
There's
point?
Lambert right there. See the dust kicking up?
Little ways behind. There's one rider in between them, actually. So I think that's what's going on there.
Is there?
Yeah,
this
Kenny,
is our leader.
Kenny from SISU.
This is the front of the bike race right now. Benny P. Looking back behind him, yeah, that gap is going to be true to the 20 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to take this one down. Yeah, he's got this. No problemo. About to cross the line here. As you can see, less than 100 meters to go.
Why don't we race on this course more, Nathan? This seems great.
It's a great course. It's actually a really good course. I absolutely love this one.
Leave it to Matt to show us how fun this is.
Yeah, really good course, actually. Let's see if we can find the other riders out here in just a second. See if we can get those. One of the things that's a little bit difficult, we do end up leaving the section that we were on there, and so we got to go find riders again. But we'll get back in with them as Andrew Lambert's going to be crossing. I think we'll be able to do it before we have that second pack. Lambert's going to be taking second pretty easily, but behind him, I think that the conversation is about the pack that's trying to chase him down with Galen Merritt.
I agree. I think this one is done and dusted appropriately at this point. He's still putting some big watts out right now, too. So Benny B is going to close this deal with some panache. Bringing it home. Ben Baker that we're talking about here. So look forward to hearing more about Ben for sure as he's down into the finale of this one. As you said, Nathan, the stone, the feature that you're talking about right there, front end of the bridge. And that'll be that. Congratulations. Our outright winner, Ben Baker, today.
Yeah, nicely done. We'll see if we can jump in across a couple of the other categories here. That's what I'm trying to do right now, is to find a few more of our Zwifters that are out there looking to finish up their race. Sean Bosey's across the line already. Eric Clavin, Curtis is there as well. So we're going to see if we can find our buddy, a couple of others from the SISU team as they make their way to the line.
I have never seen this course before.
Really?
Yeah. This is really cool.
It's a good one. It's a good one for making the attacks happen, in my opinion.
I know you've raced on it, but I don't know that we've. I mean, obviously, I don't. At least, or maybe I'm just having a brain fog. But do you remember doing a broadcast
I've done a
before?
couple. I have done a
Okay.
couple on this one. I definitely do remember doing this one because of where the odd section actually is for that finish line, as you could see there. There was
Right,
an
right. And
interesting
all
little
of this is
section.
really unique as far as course and design go.
Hmm.
Super cool.
Well, we're looking to jump across to other riders. We're unable to find them actually out on course, so we may have to go to our results actually. So apologies on that,
Well, that was
everybody.
fun. That really was enjoyable day of racing out here. Big thank you. And I would say, Nathan, for anybody who happens to be watching that has been thinking about joining a club, you won't do better than Sisu. That's for sure. You can go to sisuracing.com to find out all kinds of things about the club and their ethos and how you can become a part of it.
Yeah, and see if we got some results at least. Maybe I have to maybe just bring in Zwift Power for them, as that'll be our go to today. As riders are coming across the line, and it is
I,
updating.
I do know that there's some upcoming Sisu racing events like Sisu Pinky, which is how you say pink in Finnish. So something else learned today. A 7-stage tour is going to be held during the men's Giro. That makes sense. That'll be between May 10th and June 1st. So something to look forward to a couple months from now. And the Sisu Tour is back for its third year during the men's Tour de France between that's July 5 to 27 of this summer. So always something to look forward to with Sisu, Nathan.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check out the club championships. You can go to sisu.com/club-championships. As you can see here, we will have Tuesday, February 25th, ITT, Tuesday the 4th. As you can see, that's what we're on right now with the handful of gravel on Watopia, 5 laps there for that. And then next week, Radio Rendezvous. They're not messing around. That's a tough one up to the radio tower. A crit race on the Castle Crit. Love that one. 8 laps. Good to see. That's a newer course, Castle Crit. Really good one with a little bit of a punch in it. And then they will be racing the Zwift Games Epic there for 1 lap as well. So definitely great to see that, and it'll be good to be covering that all the way through the 18th. We'll see about that final, whether or not we can make something happen there. It's right before we're actually leaving to go to Zwift Community Live, so we'll see if we can make that happen. But here are the results so far over at Zwift Power. Is where we're going to pull these in. It does look like for the A category, it is going to be Ben Bagger, followed up by Andrew Lambert, and then Galen Merritt. Curtis Ames for that B category, followed up by Eric Calvanian, Sean Bosey, and then 87 Jun coming out of Japan, Chris Houston, Jeremy Hopkins. Their first C category rider is going to be David Cross, followed up by a B category David, it looks like there. But then your next C is Robert Liu, and then Jimmy O'Rourke, Andy O'Neill, Jay Bjork, as you can see here. Some D category riders still out on course.
Yeah, work and E out on course still. That's a. I'm looking for. I think that my ride of the day is going to have to go to Curtis, to tell you the truth. The B rider who hung in there with the A's deep into the race. Curtis Ames taking the B Club Championship there, holding off.
Did
one
he
of the
get caught
twins.
by Galen? He did get caught by Galen. Look,
Yeah, Galen
106,
just
106. We just missed that.
must have
Apologies
caught him
on
at the
that,
line,
everybody.
to tell you the
Man, I
truth.
really wanted to see that, and we just couldn't get back on the cameras too. So, nice.
Well,
Nicely done there.
thankfully Galen wasn't a B.
Good call. Good
Yeah,
call.
from
Actually,
Curtis's perspective, at least.
yeah.
Right.
100%.
That's fun.
It was really good.
Yeah,
Really had a lot of fun with that, and it's a great crew. I mean, I love that the chat is hanging out also over in the YouTube and letting us know everything that's going down. As you can see, many events week over week with their club ladders races, ZRL, etc. It sounds like Ride It Better Cycling has let us know. So that's great to hear. Good to see Eddie Piletti as well hanging out in the chat. So plenty of Sisu crew, it looks like, that's loving this.
I hear Eddie is a regular riding partner of Eric Mins,
Really?
actually, which is fun. Yeah.
That's
I have a
awesome.
feeling in LA or Long Beach area down there.
Huh. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Well, we will be back next week for the radio rendezvous. That one's going to be quite the grind up until
I
the
would
top
be
of that.
not into it. To tell you the truth.
Well, you're going to have to be into it. You're
Yeah.
commentating on it, so you
Yeah.
have to be into it.
Yeah. No, thank you for me. But yeah,
We do
it's gonna
have
be tough, huh?
just as a heads up for those that are watching back, there is going to be a Zoom call that you can jump into if you are a racer. So be on the watch out for that. I think Matt is going to be passing that around, and we'll try and make sure to get some live cams up for you for that. We will be, I think, passing around also a form for some more background information about all the riders. So it'd be really cool to hear more about the SISU Club and all the ways that you guys are connecting through racing on Zwift. That's for sure, Dave.
Yeah, Nathan, we've always said, but look, if you're out there and you can find us on social media and want to connect and help tell your stories, that always works too. Always enjoy it.
That's how this happened, right? I mean, Matt
100%.
reached out to us on social media, and now we're all hanging out here. So it's been great.
Yeah, Matt's one of the best. As I said, this community is amazing. There's some real stars in it, and Matt, you certainly are one of them. So thanks for all you do. Truly exceptional effort.
Well, if you want to get involved and do some of the SISU stuff, head over to sisu.racing to check out all the events that they put on throughout the weeks and months. If you want to check out Lead Out, there's a QR code right there. Go ahead and take your photo of that QR code. Sign up for our newsletter for all of our upcoming coverage of racing in cycling esports, as well as maybe a podcast launching pretty soon that you might want to hear about. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you next week here with the rest of the SISU Championship. You guys are all absolutely awesome. From Dave and I, as usual, as always, right on.